Hey, you want to see something really scary?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
What was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
What's blood for, if not for shedding?
Welcome to Fright Night.
Welcome back to Jump Scare. I'm Betty.
And I'm Chad.
This week we're covering 1988's Jack's Back.
Baby.
"100 years ago, there was a series of murders so grisly.
Some theorize that Jack the Ripper was a medical man. I believe that would also apply in this case.
Human mutilations so meticulous.
My brother didn't kill anybody.
That an entire city was paralyzed in fear. Now, 100 years later to the day, the Ripper has returned. Jack's back.
Jack's Back is about James Spader. Jack's Back stars James Spader
As John and Rick.
No,
Wexford.
spoiler alert.
The movie's
erase
40
your
years
minds.
old. The movie's 40 years old.
Erase your minds. He's playing a role. And let me tell you.
Or two.
When I see James Spader, when I look at him, and like, we're talking about 80s James Spader. There's like I don't know, I'm going to give like a 75% chance this motherfucker going to be evil, right? He just was always... I just saw an interview of his where he spoke about he went to go watch Pretty in Pink with his wife, and how the wife's reaction when he came on the screen, like while he was like on the screen, like moved away from him. Because he's such an asshole in that movie. And she just like did not, she was like uncomfortable, I guess, to be next to him. Like, ooh, no. You know, because he's a fucking excellent actor. He's one of my favorite actors of all time is James Spader. He could do anything. And seeing him in this role where he's basically saving the fucking world, basically. And then the world, as it usually does, tears him down. Freaking put me in a tizzy. I was so upset. Now, the premise of the movie, if you have no idea what's going on.
Let's finish who all's in it first.
Oh, I just went straight into
it.
There's other people, obviously, in the movie besides James Spader.
Now, the female co-star is Cynthia Gibb. And you might know her from 50, 60 episodes of Fame, the TV show. She's been in some Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. She's been in a few things here and there. You also, Star Trek fans, take note that Robert Picardo was in this, the holographic doctor from Voyager. And he looks pretty much the same in this as he did in Voyager. He's one of those guys that's always looked like he's about 50 years old, even when he was probably 30 in this movie. This was written and directed by Rowdy Harrington, who you might remember from such films as Roadhouse. He was the director of that. He did some Tales from the Crypt, and he also did that film Striking Distance with Bruce Willis and Tom Atkins.
I feel like you just skipped over a very important film for Cynthia Gibb, which was Modern Girls, which I own this movie and I love it, and it has Daphne Zuniga and Virginia Madsen. So you just didn't even bother to mention this movie.
I've never seen that movie, so I have no idea about it.
Okay, well, we're ripping the DVD out because I do own it, and it is a classic for me. It's a classic for me. Yes. So these individuals in the movie. Now let's go straight to the talking about the film.
All right. James Spader is an up-and-coming doctor. He is working at a special clinic downtown. And in his spare time, he volunteers to be a doctor and advocate for the homeless. He is a hell of a guy.
He is, okay? First of all, he's volunteering at the clinic, right? He's volunteering and also getting a little bit of money on the side because...
No, he's working at the clinic. He's doing his volunteer work down at the homeless shelters.
Okay, oh yes, okay. So, yeah, he's just out here just being a good fucking person. He's helping people. He's doing all kinds of things. The main doctor, the head doctor, the person that's actual doctor in the clinic, he's asshole.
The in charge doctor, the doctor in charge. Because Spader's a real doctor.
Yeah, no, well, he's a doctor in training. Because
No,
he's going to medical school.
No, he's not. He's out of medical school. He's like an intern after, like, they're going through there is like, you know.
Oh,
like,
the residency.
Residency, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There's that part in the beginning where he's like at a class and he's watching them do something is the part that I thought that he was still
I think they still go and do that kind of stuff, you know.
Okay. I don't know, obviously, because I'm not a doctor. I'm a podcaster.
What are you, Dr. McCoy now? I'm a doctor. I'm a podcaster, not a doctor.
Exactly. Man, what a good guy. He's just out there just helping the world. On the other hand, there's some psycho out there, okay? 100 years later, after the murders from Jack the Ripper, okay, have occurred, this guy is committing, he's a copycat, not the movie with Sigourney Weaver, right?
Which is a pretty good movie.
It's a fucking excellent movie.
But this guy is copycatting the Jack the Ripper murders now out in California. He's recreating the best of his ability, and of course he's attacking all the ladies of the evening, which quite a few of them managed to come through James Spader's clinic.
Yes, and let's just add another, this is not going to end well. He actually went to prom with one of them because James Spader, the clinic, the area that the clinic is at, is James Spader's, where he grew up. So that's, his hood. And which is why he's out there helping, trying to better the community, because he grew up in this community. So he's trying to give something back. And unfortunately, not everyone made it through and became a doctor. She, was a prostitute. So she comes in and she's pregnant. And she, obviously is frazzled and she has to make a decision quickly because she's coming to the point in term where she'll have to,
Well, she's already past the point.
Keep it. Oh, she is past
That's right. When she's past the point because the doctor, the main doctor in the clinic, who is the guy that played Freud in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, he looks no different. He's got the same beard, hair, everything. Looks exactly the same. Playing the main doctor of the clinic, and he is like, no, I'm sorry, you're a week too far along. And that violates the law here in California. We can't do it.
So she leaves upset, and of course we have, Spader trying to help her, but he's not able to. Now, man, this is where I had never seen this film, so I didn't know where this was going.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it either, so this was a surprise to me.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you had seen it.
No, this was another one of those movies that I walked by 100 times at the video store and said, I'm going to rent that. And then I never did.
Damn. Well, you saw it a bajillion years later.
Yeah.
Better late than never. And, I don't know. I forgot why he did what he did, James Spader, why he decided to go. He decided to go, help the girl out.
He was going to go check on her, but unbeknownst to him, another guy at the clinic, a nurse or maybe another doctor, they were kind of unclear on what he was.
Jack.
He goes, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Some immediate suspicion there. He had already been to her house and paid her a visit and said, I can go ahead and do the abortion for you. I'll just do it here.
He's huge, by the way. I feel like he's fucking 6'5". He weighs freaking 220 pounds. He's a big mofo.
Yeah.
Okay?
And when James Spader shows up, goes into the house, the woman is already dead. There's blood everywhere.
Oh my God, there's blood everywhere. She's all opened up and just... Ugh.
Yeah, and as soon as he turns around to leave, because he's already seen that, she's dead, he turns around to leave, the guy's there. and he's coming back in, and he's got blood on him and everything. So you're immediately like, oh, well, this motherfucker did it.
Now, of course, like in all things, you know, the woman that lives across, which may have been another prostitute, I don't know, but she lives across the hall. She comes out and she's like, I said, like, what's going on? And she only sees James Spader because the guy has already gone down the fucking stairwell. Who James Spader is, you know, rushing towards him, but the girl catches him and he tells her, call the police.
But at this point, James Spader's also covered in the woman's blood.
Yeah, because just like the stupid shit that happens in movies, it's like, first of all, he was a doctor. Don't you see she ain't breathing? You already have to touch her? I mean, I guess she could have had a faint pulse, but her guts are laying all out on the fucking bed. Like, she did not survive that shit. Maybe don't go touching every fucking thing and corrupting the fucking crime scene and putting your DNA and everything. And I know, whatever, it's easier to say because when you're in a scenario like that, you're fucking panicking.
Nobody knew there was no DNA at this time.
Whatever. So, well, isn't that fucking lovely for this Jack of the fucking 80s? Since the Jack from the 1888 also didn't have forensics, which is why we don't know who he actually is. Well,
we don't.
Well, okay, we'll move along from that. So, not to get into the whole Jack the Ripper lore, but there has been a recent discovery. So, anyways, so we have James Spader. You know, of course, he gets, you know, he's under suspicion. You know, they call him in, they bring him into the freaking thing, they're interrogating him. It's not looking good for him. They interrogate.
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
jumping
sorry.
Ahead.
I'm so sorry, my friends. I'm so sorry.
You're thinking.
Now you're gonna
else.
understand why I thought this because
James Spader goes back to the medical office for some reason to call the police from there. I guess maybe it was a little closer than his house, and that's when the guy Jack ambushes him, ties a noose around his neck, and hangs James Spader. And you're like, oh, he's going to get out of this. He's going to get out of this. Spoiler alert, he does not get out of that.
Now, the fight scene's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a crazy fight scene. Of course, there's no way that James Spader was going to win because this guy has like a whole foot on him and he's fucking massive. It was very tough to watch because, you know, I love this version of James Spader, the 80s version, and I don't want him to die, especially because we just spent the last like 25 minutes bringing this man up and showing how amazing this fucking man is. And also there's another doctor, there's multiple doctors that worked, or his friends, and one of them is a woman. And she's into him. Cynthia Gibb, she's into him. He's not into her. So we'll move forward from that. That needs to be added.
But there was a cool twist on this because after you see him like hanging there for a second, he hangs there by the neck for a second, and then he suddenly like raises up in bed, like clawed at his neck, kind of choking. And you're like, oh, for a second you're like, wait, okay, he just had a dream. He just dreamed that the guy caught him, and okay, you know, kind of a cliche horror thing, but it happens.
But then he looks over the city like Batman and looks out. For some reason, his apartment is over. His window, his bedroom window, overlooks the fucking street over to where the clinic is at. That he has a clear view of the clinic, and alas, he sees. Oh no.
Suddenly he has an earring that he didn't have before.
Oh yes, suddenly he has an earring. He's a pirate. So he's a pirate that's been awoken in a sweaty nightmare, and he overlooks the city and it's raining, and he sees in the distance the fucking ambulance and the cops or whatever.
So he decides to go down to the clinic to see what's going on because this is James Spader's brother.
Twin brother, identical. Okay, now look, but minus the earring. Now let me just throw this in. This is when the movie gets real fucking crazy, right?
This is Rick.
We have to look. I was gonna jump in on that. I know his name, Rick, right? Rick. I feel like I may be wrong because I got a little. This is why it got discombobulated because the scene that I was saying actually occurs with Rick, right? Obviously, they look the same. Wing, wing, same actor, same person. Rick, he feel like he flew there. He fucking ran to the fucking. He didn't jump in his little piano.
He shows up and the cops look over and they're like, "The fuck."
The cops, the reporter. Oh, because we did forget to mention that because John James Dead Spader, he was helping the community. He was on TV, and the reporter that was doing the interview also was on the scene and sees the fucking man and is like, "What is going on?" And she's like blown the fuck away because she's like, they just pulled this bro's body out and he in a body bag, but yet he's alive and breathing and looking at me. What the fuck is going on?" So yes, after all that, they find, and you know what? This is what pisses me off about the cops. The cops were like, "Oh, that's weird. Of course you're the killer." What the fuck, dude? He's not the killer.
Yeah, they just immediately blame him because they're like, well, we thought it was the dead one, but since you're alive, I guess we'll just pin the blame on you.
Yeah. Oh, because you guys look alike. But what really threw the wrench through the thing for them is he was able, they put him under hypnosis, which that's a holographic doctor.
That's where Robert Picardo comes in.
Yeah.
He, like, because, you know, that's a very cool thing to do in the 80s, was to hypnotize people. And they were doing that to children in the 80s, hypnotizing them and getting them to relive repressed memories that just came out of nowhere. Like, oh yes, I do remember now that I was in a satanic cult and they did eat babies in front of me.
I'm dead.
Yeah. So
Audrey Rose.
Yeah. So yeah, they pop that out, and then he's just like, oh yeah, he remembers all these things because, of course, like all twins, they experience things that happen to each other.
Now, he couldn't see the killer's face.
I always want a movie where the twins are like, I don't know what the fuck's happening to him. He's a separate individual. What the hell do I know?
They share one mind, mine. So,
or the guy goes, we have two brains, you know.
So, but it started as one right now. Anyways, no, I know that's not how it works.
He's a chimera twin. He just swallowed the other one. They were actually triplets.
Oh my god. So Rick is in a bind, and you know, just like in every film, the people do some stupid ass things, and he gets all caught up in a whole bunch of stuff. And now I'm just gonna give him a rating because I feel like even though this movie is old, you guys just need to see this movie. I want to watch it right now. I'll watch it again.
Yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans that go on with them running around trying to figure out who the killer is, what's going on. You got the crazy guy that's like, oh, that's weird. You got a brother? You know, the look on his face is, of course, he's like, I'm pretty sure I just hung that guy by the neck and left him swinging in the place, and now he's alive? The fuck? Yeah, that's... And, of course, this is where you get into, like, James Spader's brother, of course, Rick. He's like, oh, yeah, I did some bad things in high school and got sentenced to the Army. And I learned how to be a medic in the Army, too. So he has a little bit of medical training, too.
Of course he does.
So that, you know, puts a little bit of suspicion on him. Like, hey, he has medical training just like the Jack the Ripper copycat does. Could he be the one doing it all along?
Yeah. And it doesn't help that his apartment overlooks the clinic, too. So that doesn't help. I don't know if I had thrown that out earlier.
Yeah, you did.
No, I know. I'm being facetious. So,
and he's also, you know, the very much like the rebel James Spader. That's like, so what were you doing last night? I don't know. What do you think I was doing? He's being that kind of cool, you know, where they're like, oh, well, this guy's guilty as fuck.
He was, so, not at all intents and purposes, like I said earlier, like I see James Spader, I'm like, there's 75% chance he's going to be evil. So he was a good fucking guy, which that was a shocker. But then he became evil. But then he became slightly rebellious.
Yeah, he's not really evil.
He's not evil. Wink, wink. He's lived a life.
He's just kind of he's a little bit of a dick.
He's a little bit of a dick, but he done some things though.
Yeah.
Like example, the next thing I'm gonna bring up. Well, mind you, there's several pimps in the movie, and I just want to bring up that Cassian Elwes was in this film as pimp number 1, and that, yes, is Carrie Elwes's brother. Okay, so I just needed to reference that because I think that's fucking hilarious when you have pimp number 1.
Yeah,
and it's like, first of all, just if in case you wanted to know, there are more than just one pimp in the film, which is why they had to put the number 1. I don't know if you got that right off the bat.
Yeah, there's also another actor we forgot to mention in this earlier that he's in he plays one of the cops investigating. His name's John Wesley.
John Wesley. And
you'd know him. He was in a lot of things. Like he was in a lot of TV shows, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was in quite a bit. He was also in Missing in Action 2, The Beginning with Chuck Norris. He was the guy who turned and helped the Russians and the Vietnamese in that one. And yeah, He's pretty good in this. He has that typical 80s cop vibe of like, he's the guy that's like, fuck the rules, man.
They're wearing the gray suits. There's there's a black guy and a Caucasian guy. One of them is balding. And they got all the stupid ass freaking stereotypical 80s cop fucking lingo. It's fucking amazing. It's like, this is just perfect for that.
Yeah.
Then we have, after he does some investigations, okay, Rick, he comes to the conclusion of, well, not the conclusion, his memory got a little clear and he's able to see the killer's face, and then he happens to stumble across a fucking picture and the guy's in the background and it's the guy, Jack.
There's too many J's in this movie.
There's a lot of J's in the movie. Jack is obviously the killer. And John is Dead Spader. So
that's the name of my band, by the way, is Dead Spader.
Yes, Dead Spader. Yes.
Their first album, Rotting in Pink.
Rotting in Pink? No, I was gonna say Hanging by a Noose.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hanging by a Noose. It's the fucking single.
Try not to be obtuse.
Wow. Okay, that happened. He decides he needs a weapon. And where can you get this weapon? At the titty show. That's where you get it. Because, of course, that was the other thing you would have in the 80s. When you live in LA or you live in New York and you're in a fucking strip or you're going to go to X-Where, you're going to go downtown, there's going to be, for some reason, I don't know what it was in the 80s, because I lived in New York, so at the time I was a child, but I do remember there were places that did have a lot of titty shows. And he happens to go into one and ask for a gun. And the guy that sells him the gun does not have bullets.
He's like, what do you think this is? A fucking sporting goods store?
Perfect.
I was like, okay.
Cracking the fuck. Even Cynthia Gibb makes a comment when he gets in the car.
What kind of gun dealer doesn't sell you bullets?
Yeah, I was like, it has to do probably something legal where they can get it's more, you'll get more in trouble if they have the bullets. But
it's like you rob the bank but you don't have bullets in the gun, so technically it's not a loaded weapon, so you get 5 years less.
Exactly. So of course he's gonna just pistol whip the fucking 6'5" guy.
Yeah, because that works out well for everyone.
Now this is the thing about Jack, and we're gonna just like go straight to it. Jack is guilty of many things. You find out he has a rap sheet. He was, raping women in other states and eluding and doing all kinds of crazy bullshits, right? And so his track record is not good. And of course, during the fight scene and all that, whatever, he gets unalived. They kill him. He gets, appropriate so that he needed to go. He needed to go.
But in true 80s fashion, he's not the actual Jack's Back killer.
What?
Spoiler alert. Because we saw at the beginning of the show, the actual killer laying out all of his stuff very neatly, his Polaroid camera and all of his equipment.
There has that scene twice, and he's always taking a very steamy shower after he lays all of his bullshitteries.
Because look, the serial killers in the 80s were all about being clean when they went to do it. They were not about going out there and being.
And he's a doctor too. So.
Yeah,
well, spoiler alert, he's a doctor.
Yeah, well, we're not going to tell you who it was, but it's pretty obvious when you watch the movie.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about there's one scene, mind you, it's like what this person or the Jack the Ripper, the 80s Jack the Ripper is doing. But that end scene where he's gonna go attack the nurse, Cynthia Gibbs' character, and he's laying out all of his, his instruments, whatever, and when he lays ever so gently the condom on the table, that is the part that creeped me out the most.
Yeah, that was just like very matter of fact, like he lays out all the knives and hooks and everything and then just lays a condom out with it. And you're like, oh, no.
And then, based on his actions, you find... this is what I took away. Based on his actions, he was going to kill this woman first and then use the condom after?
Well, I mean, there's way less fight in them when you kill them first.
Ew, don't say that. That's gross. Yeah, it's real fucked up. But Rick fucking saves the day, okay? And an amazing car chase.
Yeah.
This movie has everything it needed to have. It has good versus evil. It has a car chase. It has stereotypical 80s cops. It has a titty bar, but you don't get to see any titties. But, well, actually, you kind of do. I guess.
Yeah, they're around in the background.
They're around one another, whatever. There's murder. There's fight scenes. I mean, there's an interrogation. What doesn't this... I feel like they just checked all the boxes. They just checked all the boxes. And, like, in the end, okay, once she's fucking rescued, okay, actually, they kind of, like, saved each other. Because it was a team effort. Because she was a badass. She was badass, I have to say. She definitely put up a fight, and it was awesome to see. Like, she wasn't like, oh, no, what was my life? I can't do nothing. I broke a nail. She was really just going at it, right? Rick gets the girl. In my mind, I'm like, she wanted the brother the whole time. So for me, I'm like, he's never gonna know that she really was into the brother, but the brother rejected her. So she's like, I guess this is gonna have to be good enough.
She's like, close enough. She's like, well, this is close enough. You look like him. You got medical training.
And you helped save me. So I'm going to throw you a bone and here you go. Let's use that condom that's outside on the fucking table.
Yeah, we might as well make use of it. It's the 80s. These things weren't, they were expensive back then. So you got to hurry up and use what you got.
Now I'm really thinking, like, was this a horror movie? This isn't a horror movie, but who cares?
It's kind of a horror thriller kind of thing.
I would say it's more of a thriller. I wouldn't say there's anything horror about it. I mean, there are horrific things that happen.
Yeah. There's some creepy elements to it. This was definitely in the horror section when I saw it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but there was a lot of things.
Oh, well, it's Jack the Ripper. So
yeah. There's another one that I passed by and never rented. It was always in the horror section along with this one. It was called White of the Eye. It's also about a serial killer.
Ooh.
There's a very terrible one called Scream for Help that was in this section as well. I did rent that one, and oh my lord, that movie is terrible.
Did you scream for help because it was so terrible?
Yes, I sure did.
Now,
go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. Before we wrap this up, okay, it was very long-winded. There was many turns, and we did a lot of things. I have to list the different Spaders that are in the film because you thought there was only just two, which was John and Rick. Okay, we have upside down spinning Spader. We have mysterious Spader. We have sweaty Spader. We have night riding Spader. We have second soul manager Spader. Don't even know what the fuck that means, but
that was because that was the shoe store he worked at.
Oh yes. And
Second Soul, S-O-L-E.
Second Soul, yes, was the name of the freaking shoe store. Classic.
That's a pretty good one. You know what? This is the second movie where a guy works at a shoe store because in It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive, Michael Moriarty also worked at a shoe store.
Wow.
Maybe
so that was
just another, another location for Second Soul.
That was like the
go-to job in the 80s.
Blue-collar man.
Al Bundy worked at the shoe store.
Yes.
He worked at a shoe store and somehow managed to support his entire family in that big-ass house.
That's very true.
Yeah.
How though? Maybe he was the manager.
I paid a lot of money at that place.
And then we also have Second Sight Spader because he had second sight. Rick did.
He had twin vision.
Yeah, well, it was a second sight. He was able to see what his brother saw. So not only did he used his brother's eyes, which are second set of eyes. Come on.
Okay, I get you now. I see where you're going.
There were so many Spaders. I'm going to say my favorite Spader was the night riding Spader, okay? And Sweaty Spader. Sweaty Spader was actually number one. But there was many Spaders.
A lot of different versions of Spader in this movie. I'm going to give this one 3 knives.
I'm also giving it 3 knives. If I could give it like more than 4 knives, I would, because I'm a freaking geek. I'm a geek over James Spader. Like, I'm trying to do all of his movies. Let's do Wolf Okay, I love that movie. I don't give three shits what any of y'all think about the movie, because I know a lot of people think that movie is fucking terrible. And I'm like, how is the movie terrible when you have sexy as hell James Spader, who becomes a wolf? You got Jack Nicholson in it. He's a wolf. And Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't see what the issue is. Where's the bad movie?
And you got Niles from Frasier in there too.
Fine, Niles from Frasier. Well, who cares about him? We're talking about hot ass James Spader, okay? With the eyes and the ripping of the shirt and the climbing over the fence, like. And then you have Jack Nicholson, who it's like, okay, you know, you're not attracted to Jack Nicholson, but he pulled many a lady in his fucking time in real life. So
Nicholson came up in that era when you didn't have to be attractive to get ladies.
Yeah, he's charming, and there's something about him where you're like, okay.
He's an asshole, and the ladies wanted to tame him.
If Jack Nicholson wanted to get it from me, I would give it to him, okay? He had to actually be like in wolf mode though, but fine. Then you have Michelle Pfeiffer. The cast is just too good. And it's about wolves. Like, what are you talking about? And not only that, they're affluent, what is the word I'm looking for?
Literary.
Bibliophiles. Like, nerdy wolves. Nerdy wolves.
That's another band name for me, Nerdy Wolves. It's all the werewolves, and they're all playing the instruments, and they all have like glasses on. One of them has he's got a shirt,
a handkerchief.
He's got a pocket protector with all these pens in it.
That's super nerdy.
Yeah,
the pocket protector. Oh my god. Yeah. So check out Wolf. Who knows what other James Spader movie we're gonna pull out?
We'll see.
I feel like it should be Wolf. Thank you so much for joining us in a very kooky McCoo episode. Stay tuned to the horror.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.